Well, hey y'all, just want to wish you a happy Easter, and this is Six Gun Slinging here, coming at you with a little mini knife review on a case Sodbuster for Sodbuster Sunday. This little specimen right here is in chrome vanadium and in the chestnut bone. I got this knife a few years back. I want to say probably back around 2015 or so. I got it from Mike Latham over there at Collector Knives. I think he's still selling knives. I don't think he sells as much, but I think he's still selling knives. And when I picked up this little knife, I got it for $36. They had just come out. They were brand new, and in this chestnut bone, and I picked it up for 36 bucks. Plus shipping. I can't remember. Anyway, it was real cheap, $36. I think they then they went up to 56, and I don't know what they are now. But they don't make this particular knife no more, and they don't make a lot of knives in that chrome vanadium. They kind of change up their the way they do things. In fact, whenever you bought a yellow handled knife from Case, they were always in chrome vanadium. And then when you buy a chestnut bone, they're in chrome vanadium. And they had one called Old Red, and those were all in chrome vanadium. And you don't really see a lot of the chrome vanadium anymore. But I'm gonna give you a little look around this knife here real quick. Look at that beautiful peach seed jigging pattern. And for those that wonder, this is called a bear head. There are no bolsters, and that is indicative of the Sodbuster pattern. There is just beautiful jigging from end to end, and look how they match. They sometimes when you get knives made out of natural materials like this bone here, the bone takes on the dye at a different rate, but these are perfectly and beautifully matched. Look at those springs. The transition is dead smooth, not a nick, not nothing, no daylight. That is put together as good as you please. Well, notice on the outside here at the pivot pin, those of you that have a regular Sodbuster Junior or Sodbuster by Case, they usually have those great big brass pivot pins. This one has just kind of a modest pivot pin here that is beautifully done. The pins on here are ground perfectly on either side. Just a beautiful little knife. Every time I take this out, I look at it. I haven't carried it yet. I try to carry all my knives. I got so many of them, and this one, it's just a real beauty. I need to carry it. There's a guy I saw on here named George's Adventurers, and that guy has this exact same knife, except his has been carried heavily. All the bone here is worn down, almost smooth in some places, and the knife is carried, or he's been carried so much the patina is just incredibly dark and rich, and that's just an example of this knife in chrome vanadium and how gracefully and beautifully they age. And if I carried this one around enough, it'll do the same thing. I just haven't. I think I'm going to carry it today, though, in celebration of Easter. I'll give you a look at the tang stamp there. It'll focus. And I'll give you a look at the other side here. You see that 6137 stamp, USA. I'm going to give you a look at the snap, and since I got this knife from collectorknives.net, Mike Latham, he always did this thing online where he would push the blade open with his thumb, and everybody thought that was crazy. And this knife is razor sharp, and they said, oh, it's going to cut you, but it never did cut him because it has to do with the surface area. Now, if you let your knife drag across there, your thumb drag across that blade, it would cut you, but just pushing it like that, it don't do nothing. But anyway, you can hear that nice snap, and we'll give you an example of the close to where that spring picks it up, and whap, closes beautifully. Got beautiful walk and talk. Look at the centering. No blade rub, perfectly. I'm not catching it on here, but it is perfectly centered. Just as good a knife as you can get. If you only owned one knife in your collection, you could have a knife like this, and this would do everything you need to do in your collection. It's a beautiful knife. It could be a good little collector's knife, user knife, just an everything knife. If you were to have one knife in this little knife, people have asked me that. It's an obvious question, like, if you could only have one knife, what would it be? I don't know, but this one would definitely be a contender. I can say that. It just checks off all the boxes, you know, beauty and coolness and utility. It's as good as it gets. Look at that. Look at that beautiful peach seed bone. Look at the edge, how it kind of turns that light caramel color right on the edges and by the spring. Just a fantastic knife. Since some people ask, I'll give you the close length is about 3.5, and the overall length is a little, I think it's 6.25 inches opened, and the blade is I think I measured it's around 2 inches. I don't know what it weighs. It don't weigh very much, I'll say that. That's a scientific measurement there. But anyway, you cannot go wrong with this knife if you pick one up, or even just one of the stainless steel black or whatever color Durlin handle that you pick up. It is just a fantastic straight up utility knife. You can't go wrong. I love this little knife. In fact, I'm going to carry it today in honor of our Savior who is risen this day. If you're a Christian, that's what I believe. But whatever y'all believe, that's okay. But that is what I believe, and I wish that you have a wonderful Easter. I hope you're spending time with your families or your friends, and you're doing something good today. Anyhow, not a super long review. I just wanted to give you a look around. I also want to say, if you like what I'm doing, please like and subscribe. It helps out. Not that I'm going to be a YouTube star or anything, but it kind of, helps out, it shares the channel with other people so that, kind of us like-minded people can get together and talk knives. I always say it in some of my videos, but my philosophy is we're all kind of just sitting around a virtual campfire, and it's like having another friend pull up to the campfire and talk about their favorite knife and their newest knife, and swap some stories. But anyway, that's a look at my Sodbuster Jr. and Chestnut Bone and Chrome Vanadium, which I think is a combination that just cannot be beat. That's about as good as you're going to get right there. Go around here like that. Anyway, that's it for now. Y'all take care. Have a wonderful Easter. Like and subscribe if you care to. I'd really appreciate it. And I really appreciate y'all stopping by. And we will catch y'all down the road.